Hi guys, Alice Taylor down at Lytham Golf Academy, and today we're going to test two of the players irons on the market. We're going to compare the TAYLORMADE P760 and the PXG 0311P irons. If you're new to the channel, welcome to Ali Taylor Golf. Click on the subscribe button, ring the notification bell to make sure that you hear when I drop a new video. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, both under Ali Taylor Golf. But for now, let's get on with the comparison. Right then guys, so players irons are becoming more and more popular, and what is a players iron? So it's basically an iron that's a lot more visually appealing, so not as big, not as chunky, but still got that nice bit of forgiveness, certainly in those longer and mid irons. Maybe not quite as forgiving in the short irons, but with the two sets we're going to compare, or the two irons we're going to compare, the 0311Ps are hollow all the way through the bag, then got a polymer inside filling them. The P760s are hollow from 3 to 7 iron, filled with speed foam, and then are a solid forged head in 8-9 wedge. So we're going to hit 5 real balls with each on GC quad. We're going to look at some performance from the two. I'm going to tell you which one I feel is the best out of the two, but we'll just have a quick look, close-ups at the heads, and talk through some of the specs. Right then, so we've got the new P760 iron from TAYLORMADE. Like I said, so it's hollow, 3 iron to 7 iron. Loft on this is 33 degrees, so a very, very traditional loft, but really good looking club. Nice and compact as well, and certainly when we look at the heads side by side, certainly for me the P760 just marginally smaller. So when we look at the 0311P Generation 2 iron, the very distinctive look for the PXG irons now, the tungsten screws around the head making it more forgiving. Like I said, this one for me just a little bit thicker top line, slightly bigger head, and at 31 degrees just slightly stronger loft than the TAYLORMADE. Right then guys, so we're going to hit 5 real balls, GC quad. I'm going to hit it as though I'm hitting down a hole, so Blue Bayou, 17th hole, 166 yards. I'm going to go with the TAYLORMADE first of all. So I've done separate review videos on both of these, but this is very much, like I said, a comparison video to see if I was making a choice between these two players sets, which one would I tend to lean towards. So I think when you look at the TAYLORMADE, it looks great behind the ball. Looks very, very like a blade to look down on sidewise. So 5 shots, 7 iron, 166 should be a pretty decent yardage for this 7 iron. So a little bit thin. Just needs to get up a touch. Just got over that front bunker. Hard bounce off the fringe and then just release to the back. So not too bad. And certainly with players irons, it's not about having to hit it flush every time. It would be great, but even that miss hit there got me on the green. So shot 2, P760. So that felt a better strike. Higher shot, all over it, and even I should be able to make birdie from there. So much more kind of what I'm looking for flight wise, and I do really, really like the feel of these. You know, I think they feel very, very soft. I know speed foam is kind of marketed as getting that extra speed off the face, but I think it just enhances the feel, you know, because this isn't completely forged in one piece. It is hollow and the speed foam is put in there to help. So shot 3. Now that one very, very slightly out the toe. Maybe going to go a little bit further. I would expect the spin to be maybe down just a touch on that one. But again, good solid shot into the heart of the green. Went that little bit further. Last couple with P760. So again, solid, just not turning over quite enough. Again, you know, anytime you maybe don't put your very best swing on it and you can still hit the green is a good thing. And we're going to one final one. I've had one really close one. Let's see if we can get another one in nice and tight to the flag. Again, a little bit clean with the strike. Let's go just one more yard. Again, so I lost a little bit of distance, wasn't the best ball striking. Right, so that moves us nicely into the PXG. So certainly when we saw the heads side by side, this definitely bigger and definitely a little bit chunkier to look down at. So I would probably say looks wise, lean towards maybe the TAYLORMADE for me as it sits behind the golf ball. But let's see how this performs with the 5 shots. Felt good solid strike. Just not turning over quite enough, but a little bit long. Come down off there. So again, good shot, I'd take that. So shot 2. Just pick that one a little bit. Go in. Ooh, straight over the top of the flag. Now, certainly with the PXG being a couple of degrees stronger, maybe expecting to hit this just a touch further, but it'd be interesting to see how it launches, how it spins in relation to that, because I do think with players' irons as well, you're not necessarily looking for that one that hits it the furthest. You know, most good players that are looking at this kind of club would probably argue they maybe hit 7-iron far enough already. So shot 3. Now that's definitely a little bit out the toe. Oh, that's very good for a little bit of a miss hit. And again, another one into the green, good chance for birdie. Again, that one maybe not turning over quite as much as I would like. And it'd be interesting to see with these, maybe going a little bit further with the PXG, is that because they're spinning less with it having less loft on the club head? Is the less loft giving me more ball speed with those as well? So one final one with the PXG. First one that just feels a little bit left. Pretty good, just a bit long. Catch a slope. Oh, hello. Work back down, work back down. Okay. Right then guys, so I've hit the green every single time with both 7-irons. If I'm being honest, probably slightly prefer the look and feel of the TAYLORMADE. But let's look at some numbers and see how the 0311P stacks up against the P760. Right, so we definitely saw more ball speed with the PXG. Now 120 against 116. Now I did have my very first one with the TAYLORMADE down at 111, wasn't great, but you can see even there we're going to be down slightly on ball speed. Launch angle was higher. With the TAYLORMADE, I'd expect that that's got a bit more loft. It also spun a bit more, so doing exactly what it would suggest. And as a result of maybe not striking the TAYLORMADE one quite as well, we saw 162 carry against 161. Possibly that 2 yards, at that 2 degrees, I would probably expect that to be 5 to 6 yards anyway. So probably about right in what they're doing. My average distance from the pin was very slightly closer with the TAYLORMADE one. Obviously the fact that I hit it nice and close with the TAYLORMADE on one of them really helped. And if we look there at the ball flight side by side, we saw the TAYLORMADE one, the red launching a little higher, not flying quite as far, PXG launching a bit lower, peaking a little bit later in its flight. Both of them giving me very much the same kind of shape, but certainly the PXG one maybe just getting a little bit more performance out of the distance on the shots I was hitting. Right then guys, so when we put these two clubs side by side, what were my thoughts there? Certainly looks and feel wise, I probably did lean towards the TaylorMade. If I'm looking at performance, I think there wasn't a massive amount in it. The little bit extra distance probably would appeal a little bit from the PXG, but I think that's just simply because that TaylorMade is 2 degrees weaker. Now, when you get in your irons fitted, you know, you could get those toe loft, so a couple of degrees off that, and I think they'd produce pretty much the same. So for me, if I was making a choice between these two irons, I would probably go for that TaylorMade P760. I like the look, I like the feel, and I think it could tick all the boxes. And I would say price-wise, this would definitely win on that one for me as well. But as ever, if you're looking for a new set of irons, you need to get along, try something side by side, try a few irons, see what looks best, feels best, what fits your budget, and kind of what you're really, really happy to go with. Make sure it's correct for you. So guys, hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, like and share it. Comment below and I'll get back to as many of you as I can. Subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Turn on the notification bell, make sure you hear when my stuff comes out. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, both are under Ali Taylor Golf. Both under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here in the future. Stay in contact.